There's never been a time when we could all say, well, if there's a miracle needed, I better do one. But we all can. And we're all doing it. Now they're starting to become more visible around everyone's life, and they're going to extend further and further, because it's time for the world that we live in and the earth that we live on to enhance itself. And because of that, we are able to do the same. But none of it could happen unless we stepped forward, unless we allowed interaction with other beings, other planets and other dimensions. And we've done that. And we've prevented many so-called disasters, and will continue to do so. Our world will settle, and it will take on that big smile that we know it should have. The one that's in the hearts of everyone. And the one that we developed because we could. So now, as we listen to all the signals that come our way, we will be able to speak of things that we've never spoken of before. We'll be able to achieve things we've never achieved before. And we'll be able to say, well, I think I'll change that. And it will change. Because none of us are running up against one another, we're all interacting to enhance one another, it all works. There's no thought in any of it. It's just like a reflex action, the dance of the universe. And each one of you, bringing it to light as you move into this new year and step into that great gift that you've always known is yours, and it's called you. The further you step in there, the greater you are, and the greater the world can be around you. So now, on top of that, we have a mass of developments that are bringing special people into our lives. People that we've never seen or met before. And just then the door blew open. And it doesn't do that normally. So we're getting so much coming into our world and into our life that it keeps us busy and excited and doing new things all the time. Our interactions with one another are improving immensely because we don't run into one another. And we celebrate everything that everybody does, no matter what the reason. So as I walk further on my path, I watch everybody just rising up and walking further on their path without even concentrating. I'm fully aware of everybody. And this I can feel happening with everyone. You're fully aware of the fact that everybody's starting to really go well. Even if they've got difficulties in their life, they are going well. And the difficulties will disappear this year, without a doubt. Because it's been known for thousands of years that this is the time when everything comes in line with harmony and peace. We're now leading the way, and we don't have to even worry about what we do, except live well and enjoy everything, and love one another as we have never loved before. Just as Simeon always says, this is the most prominent part of our life, and it is the power and the will of your Creator, of your God, of whoever you look to. That will is in your hands to do with what you know you can do with. It's infinite and it's powerful. It's endless and it never gives up. And so as you follow your own spirit, you're actually leading the way for the world and for every world. You've stepped up in the universal standard to lead the way. And in doing that, you will achieve the impossible with the blink of an eye, without struggle and without even thinking about it. So nobody can really say exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. But we all know. It's there in front of us. We have that knowing. We can smile about it. We don't know the exact movements or the exact location we might even be in. But we know it's something we have full knowledge of. And by having that full knowledge, you can do slight adjustments. If it feels a little off, you just change the feeling. This is what generates your approach into the future. It is so simple that if you feel right, so does the future. If you don't feel right, change it. So does the future change. If there's a sense of anything that's an imbalance, you just reach out and move it till it's balanced. You can physically put things in the right place, even if they're in the future. So a few moments of standing and feeling how you are and going, this should be here. That's better, that should be there. That can be a bit more space there. You change the future. This is your skill. This is how you connect with all the senses that have just been heightened for this year. All your senses are so high now that you can feel anything you want anywhere if you wish. At the same time, you know, before you even say a word, that it's going to come out wrong. And you can make it come out right. You can feel the patterns around you moving, and you go, no, that one needs to be there, and this one needs to be a little bit wider, and now if I present that, that'll suit everybody. So a fraction of a second of delay that I spoke about once before will service you way into the future, because all your senses take over and bring it to balance before you have to step into anything that's out of balance. So as you go to think about something, just give yourself a couple of seconds and watch it happen. Don't act on it. If you go to say something, a millisecond delay is enough for it to change and fit perfectly for everyone. And the magic that's behind you is such that you can say a set of words and they'll be heard differently by each person, because they'll be formatted to suit everything in that person's life, or even the mode they're in at the time. we're moving into a gentle time where we all know the person we're associated with knows exactly what we know, but in their world. And we respect what they see, what they feel. It's not a perspective anymore. It's real. Each one for everyone is totally real. It's not a perspective about one picture. It's every picture that makes up the universal dynamic picture of everyone's life. So now I am so interested in hearing from everyone about what they're doing, about what they're playing with, rather than the other way around. And I think it's coming that way. We're all set up to present people in their way that they want to be presented. And from next week, we'll start to do that. We'll start to present not just me, but other people, to talk to you in a way that you want to hear. Not from a different perspective, but from a whole different dimension, and from a whole unique world that belongs to each individual. So we're going forward in a big production that everyone will be involved in. So advancement will be advancement for each individual. So this new world we walked into in development will actually support the development of every individual in every part of the world. We'll start to bring this forward here, and then we'll increase the media access. We'll start to increase the interaction via camera, via whatever, so that we can all watch a presentation like this any time of the day, anywhere in the world. It's because of this new advancement that we're able to say it's time. And as people start to interact without any other thought but enhancing one another's lives, you will see a growth that's never been seen on any planet ever. We promised we would do this, and this is how we bring our gifts to the world. And I remember many years ago there was a film called The Greatest Show on Earth. And it was about a circus. Well, we're probably the best circus you'll ever find. So we're going to top that. And we'll be the greatest show on earth. Because we can see it in our future. It's not a thought, and it is not anything that you can buy from anywhere. This is what we brought here, and this is what we're going to present to the world. Every step of the way will be supported. And everything we need to maintain everybody's position, we will find. And we'll find a way to support not only your inner advancement feelings, but support your everyday life by making sure that you have everything else that's needed for your world, for your life, physically, financially, the whole lot. So we're stepping out there and we're taking on the tasks that we said we'd take on. This time, we will totally succeed. And this time has started now. So everybody's input is what's needed. The mass movement of our spirit into that great entity that can support us all is underway. So in congratulating you all, there was much more in it than what you thought. There's a future growth for you, your family, those who are coming after us, those who have gone before us. This is the time for the result of everybody's effort in every world. And so as we go to a little break, I'll leave you with the massive thing that you know you are supposed to be involved in. It's enormous. It has no end. It's dynamic, it's continually growing, and it belongs to each person. It doesn't belong to a group, and it doesn't belong to everyone. It belongs to each individual person. And the fact that each individual person in their own world enhances every other person without even feeling it is what we're going to use to bring this mass alive and to make it a reality in this physical world. So I'll leave you for 5 minutes and we'll be back to kick it around a little bit further. Thank you. So welcome back. I hope everybody got a little feel of the size of what we're taking on. But I think it's time for everyone to get that feeling and actually go with it and see that the signals and the messages that come to you are much clearer than you've ever decided to take notice of. As soon as those inputs come into your field, they're transmitted directly to your operating system and not to your brain. So the sudden feeling that you have to do something is more important than the thought of what is it. If you move before you think, your thoughts will follow. Remember, where we've just headed is into something that's extremely dynamic. It doesn't convert easily to thought. It converts easily to movement and feeling and response without reaction. If you feed it into your brain, there's a sense of reaction because there's no movement. So this is why there's movement with music, there's movement with dance. There's movement with most things you enjoy, because it allows the transference of that movement into a thought flow, not a fixed thought. So the dynamic movement in your body, your hands, your eyes, anything, will transpose those messages straight into the continued motion of your body that will generate the smile on your face and the agreed thought patterns that follow. If you stand and wait and say, I have to think about this, or I'm not sure about this, then you get a reaction and you get a fixed pattern thought. that doesn't want to go away. So as all the signals come to you, remember the slightest move, a little smile, an action, or even a comment to a friend will start the flow in the correct direction. Even if you said the wrong thing, it will come straight back and reverse you. It's foolproof. We are looked after by so many things that you cannot understand. The simplicity of going with the knowing by movement, not by fixed thought, is all you have to know. So you will start to wonder